Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today, guys, we're first of all continuing with this Ford Fiesta, the TDCI on first startup issue. So basically, we've just got to work out what is going on. I know a lot of people have been commenting, telling me it's a compression issue. You know, there's no compression now. The glow plugs are faulty. The injectors are faulty. Everyone is just saying something different. There was one comment from last night's video, though, that really sort of thought, do you know what? When you stand back and actually think about what's going on, what's happening, it makes sense. So I'm definitely going to be trying that today that he mentioned and see if that works, because it definitely makes sense. So let's start with this. I'm a little bit late today because I went and picked up another project, the second one. So that's why I'm a little bit late. This video might be a little bit shorter. So let's get cracking. Let's do this. So yeah, how we left this yesterday was, I told you that what I'll be doing in the morning, first thing, was bringing the truck up, connecting up some jump leads, cables, which I did, they're over there. Connect it up to that and then try to see if it made any difference. And it didn't make whatsoever no difference. So exactly the same thing happens. When you leave it, this happens. Do you see that? That's what happens. So, but in this first thing in the morning, it took a long time for it to go. So that's exactly what's happening with this. Now, like I said, one person actually might have actually worked this out, and when you think about it, it does make sense. So this hasn't got a fuel pump, so that when you turn the key, the fuel pump activates and it pushes the fuel up to the injectors, the fuel rail, or whatever on an engine. This doesn't got that. It's got a high pressure fuel pump, and obviously, you know, what happens is that the fuel has to stay all in the pipework, in the system. It has to stay there, otherwise it goes back to the tank. Now, I got a comment saying that there possibly might be a leak, an air leak in one of these pipes. Yeah, that is that's controlling the fuel up to the injectors. All these plastic pipes here, these two here, you can see these two, all this stuff here. There's you know, we don't want the return, we want the in. So there's, I think he might have absolutely nailed it, because what happens is that after a couple of, when it's running and you stop and then you turn it straight back on, when it's running, when you run it and you turn it straight back on, it fires straight away. But overnight, it doesn't. And basically what he's saying, and it does make sense, is that overnight, there must be an air leak somewhere in a pipework, and the air is pushing the fuel back to the tank. That's why it's taking so long to turn over and crank and start. So I definitely think that that's the avenue that we need to go in now. But what I really need to do is get it running, and then get it running, turn it off, and then clamp some pipes somehow to try and hold the fuel at the rail, try and hold the fuel where it should be instead of it drawing back. Just once we've done that and leave it for a couple of hours and then turn it over, if it fires, we know that that's the issue, because it's holding it. It's the pipe, when you clamp the pipe, it's holding the fuel where it should hold it, not going back to the tank, if you know what I mean. So I think that's what we're going to do on this in a minute. The trouble is we've got to be really careful, because they're not rubber hoses, they're like plastic hoses. So trying to get one of these clamped is going to be hard, and I don't want to basically make it any worse than what it is, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Like this one here, that's rubber. This is rubber bit here. But that's only going to, that's only the overflow from the injectors. We need to find it somewhere else, like maybe because it goes from the tank to the fuel filter, and then from the fuel filter it goes up to the injectors. So maybe the in from the fuel filter, maybe. Don't know. I really don't know how we're going to do this. I'll have to see if I can look online, see if there's any videos of it, you know, someone else doing it or someone else trying to do it. So yeah, bear with me for now, and then I'll get something set up, and then we'll see if this is actually going to is the cause of the problem. But it's looking like it is, guys. So bear with me for now, and I'll be back with you. Right, okay, guys, I think I have found the issue we're having here. So basically, this is the pipe work for the fuel system. It sits like that, and them two go to the fuel filter at the top there. One goes in there, and one goes in there to the return. And then you've got that one there that goes. This is the this is the overflow for the injectors. But I think I found where this is coming from. Let me just show you. Can you see those little kinks there? And there's one on the other side as well. Can you see that there? Look. So basically, what I've done is I've put it in some water and then blew through that bit, put some air pressure inside, and bubbles was coming from that one there and that one on that side as well. So it looks like this could be our problem, guys. It's definitely split, and you've definitely got a hole there. So just because of that there, you can just see it. It's just on that edge there that's gone through. But the rest, see it there, look. This could be the whole problem we're having. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that now to the Ford dealer. Main dealer, and see if we can get a brand new one and how quick they can get it. Hopefully it's next day. I don't think they're gonna have it on the shelf. I'll be really lucky if they have, but let's just see what they say. So bear with me. Let me run this to the main dealer quickly. I don't want to go down the second-hand route. I just want to get a brand new one from the main dealer, and then hopefully that will solve our problem. Be great if it will. If I change that brand new one, put that in, and it bang, it start. It won't start straight away because all the fuel is out of the lines and that. So I need to build up the pressure again. So that's going to take a few cranks. But once it's all filled up, hopefully that should hold it and it won't drop back to the tank. That's my theory. I'm hoping this is going to work. So let's bear with me for now. Let me get over to the main dealer. When I get back, I'll show you, I'll let you know what is going on. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me just explain what's going on. So, I've been to Ford's main dealer and I've ordered one of these pipes. It's actually cost about £175. just for those pipe work. So do you know what, it is what it is. It's got to be swapped over, because you can see, like, it's clearly there, look, there and the other side. So that must be where the leak's coming from, the air purge or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it restarted, because obviously I've taken off all the pipe work. There's no now fuel in the system, so I'm just trying to get a bit of power to it, extra bit of power. Even got a little bit of starter spray in there, just to give it a little kick, just to get it going. Once it gets running, the pressure fuel pump, and then bring it back to system, and it'll bring it back up whilst it's running. It's when you turn it off, when the air gets into the pipe work and it pushes it back to the tank. So I just want to get it running, because I think that pipe ain't gonna come. They reckon it might come tomorrow, which will be Saturday, but then it might be Monday, or it might be Tuesday. They just don't know when it's going to come in. So I need to get this outside for now, and we'll continue with this one once that section of pipework turns up for the fuel, and then we can just put it in place, and hopefully, guys, that is going to solve the problem, and we can then get it back to the owner. But for now, that's it on this car. That's it. Can't do no more. So let's get in the next one of the new projects that I got from yesterday. Picked it up. Let's bring that in, show you what we've got, show you what we're dealing with. Let's have a look at the damage, and I think we can even just straight away get cracking with that car, the new project. We'll get it on the ramp, we'll start stripping it down, we'll have a look at the damage, and we'll go from there. But for now, let's get this one out of the way, because I think we've found the problem, guys. But it's not done until it's done and replaced and back together. So I'm not sort of, I'm not sort of getting my chickens at the minute. I'm not sort of thinking, yeah, I've done it. I haven't. But let's just wait and see what happens when the part turns up. But let's get it out of the way first. I need to get it out of the way. And let's bring in the next new project that I picked up yesterday. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, the Fiesta is outside. Let me show you the new project that I picked up yesterday. I've got to show you another one, which will be tomorrow. But let me show you this one. It's a red Fiesta. So, yep. Cat S. This one as well. Front damage. And from what I can see, there's no other damage around the car. Even the wings haven't been hit or damaged or nothing like that. So, yeah, just this front damage. But from what I can see, I did look at the pictures, and this, obviously, you're seeing it, what I'm seeing at the auction, yeah? To me, it looked like that it jumped over the original crash bar here. The damage was higher than it was below. So I'm hoping that there's no chassis leg damage on the front end. This is a Cat S, so you just never know with it. But I just think if that hasn't been hit, the chassis legs, and there's no actual structural damage, again, the insurance assessors at Copart have misdone it again. Right, it just time and time again this happens. But I'm only guessing, guys. We'll get into it and we'll start stripping it down. We'll find out exactly what the damage is behind all that in a minute. I'm going to put it back and we're going to crack on today with this one. But let's have a quick walk around it, tell you a bit about it. So this is actually the 1.2 petrol engine, 2012 Z-Tech. And it's got those really nice snowflake kind of design wheels, alloys. They're pretty smart, them wheels. I do like them wheels. Snowflake. I call them snowflake wheels, I think. Snowflake design. It's very dirty, but I don't think there's any other damage around the actual car itself. But we will, if there is, we will find it and we will get it done. Don't you worry. I think it's got reversing sensors on the rear, so that's good. Nice. I think is this race red or Colorado red? I think it's race red. I think it looks like race red to me. But yeah, it looks like that's had a spray at some point, that spoiler. It's a slightly different shade to that. You see that? I've got a race. I might have a race red up there, actually. I might swap that over. So it looks a bit odd. It looks a bit strange, the colour. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it does look strange. But I might have a race red rear spoiler, so I might swap it over. Again, just dirty. You know, alloys are pretty good condition. So look inside. This is absolutely dead. Dead as a dodo, this car is. So we've definitely got to get some power to it. I did see some books in the glove box. Yeah, look at the lights flashing away there. Look. Does not like it. One key, but it comes with this main dealer key ring. So yeah, I can't even show you. I don't think it's going to give us anything when it comes to mileage. Nah, nothing. Completely dead. It's done about 60,000 miles, I believe. We've got the locking wheel nut key. So that's good. That's there. And like I said, we've got some booklet with some paperwork. And more importantly, service history. That's what we're looking for. Let's have a look. So there we go. That's the first one. Come on. So yeah. Main dealer. That's not, I don't think, that's not. So that's 38,000 miles. And that one's 48. 2021. I think I saw another one here. Oh no, that's an old one, 2014. So last service was 2021 at 48,000 miles. That was the last service. So we are missing a couple of stamps here, I think, to make it a full service history. But we're going to do, because it's got the front end and it's the 1.2 petrol and it doesn't say anything about changing the timing belt, we're going to be doing the timing belt, the full service, the whole thing on this one as well, guys, including obviously the rear end and the repairs. I just want to make sure that, you know, when it goes, whilst the front end's off, it's a lot easier to do that kind of thing. To get into the starter motor, it's a lot easier. I found these little end caps here. There's two missing, one each side. They're in the car. They're over there as well. But yeah, it's a pretty clean car, I've got to be honest. Looking at it, it is pretty clean in here. But you know the normal procedure. We're going to go all over it, do all the interior, get the seats out, clean it all up. We're going to do the whole shebang. You know we will. So let's put this up. So yeah, again, 1.2 petrol engine. The normal thing we've done absolute tons of these, tons and tons of these. It's just, yeah, a much more reliable, better built, reliable engine than it is the one, the EcoBoost. But yeah, looks like the rad pack, all that front end is completely smashed up. Don't know if I've got any of it. Definitely got no lights. Definitely the bumper. Definitely the bonnet. And we definitely need some sort of slam panel crash and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. But yeah, there we go, guys. This is the next new little project we've got to get into that I won. How much did I win this for? I can't remember. I think it was like, including fees, £1,100, including the fees. So I think I won it for £950 or £960, something like that. 2012. It's not bad, not bad. I think it's done about 60,000 miles. I'm sure it has 60,000 miles. We'll get a bit of power to it in a little while, and I'll show you exactly what the mileage is. But what do we think so far? Drop me a comment. Let me know. What do we think? about the new project. It's a classic Fiesta. They literally stopped making the Fiesta this week. Was the last one made this week. So I thought, got to get a Fiesta in. Got to get a Fiesta to mark that milestone for them. But let's get cracking. Let's take it on the ramp. Take it up in the air. Just literally start stripping all this down, and then we'll have a look at the actual damage and see if those chassis legs have been hit, causing this to be a Cat S. Let's get cracking. Let's do this. Guys, you see that? The bumper just fell straight off the floor, onto the floor. But yeah, there's a couple of connectors on this lower plastic trim that was holding the bumper, and then as I let go of the other side, boom, it just fell down. But yeah, it's just destroyed anyway, so it don't really matter. So yeah, let me just show you what I found. Basically, like this is no way this should be a Cat S. There's just no way. It's not a Cat S. This is not a Cat S car. They should be categorising the cars to what they are. If it's a structural damage car, it should be a Cat S. If it's not, it's a non-structural car, it should be a Cat N. This should be a Cat N car, because I tell you, even the crumple zones on this crash bar haven't been hit. They've not been squashed, these crumple zones. I'm not going to reuse this. Literally, it's that there that's gone over, and that there that's gone over. No other damage on this I can see whatsoever. So, yeah. But this plate here, so this metal trim plate, that connects to the slam panel, and that's been kicked over, and this one's been seriously kicked over. So I'm not using none of that. I'm replacing the whole lot. It's just not worth it. But what I want to show you is that there is no chassis leg damage or hit or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like if you look on the side of it as well, it has just not been touched. It's not been here. It's unbelievable. I really would love to know, you know, what the process is. I know I know for a fact, 100%, what happens in a crash. You have the crash or whatever, or as an accident, and then Copart, it just goes straight to Copart. It doesn't normally, unless it's quite a high-end car, it doesn't go to a garage. It just goes straight to Copart. And then Copart send them pictures. Because you don't tell me that there's someone from an insurance all the insurance companies that work at Copart and they go and they look at these cars. No chance. Copart take all the pictures and give them a description and then send them pictures, and they then make a decision on pictures, not on physically looking at the cars. And this is why sometimes they get yeah, they get categorized. It is what it is. I'm just letting you know that how unbelievably crazy. Like even that black box connector thing that's this here, it's not been hit because this crumple zone has not been crumpled. It's not been hit at all. Good news, really. I've got to be honest. It is good news, but it's just bad news. It is categorised as a Cat S, and that's what winds me up so much. Is that people are not doing their job. You know, their job is to put these categorised right. You can't tell me that. Yeah, just because maybe like it's had a previous damage. Well, that doesn't make it a Cat S. It's rather structural damage or it's non-structural damage. Come up with something else. Come up with some other crap that you want to name it if it's had a previous repair or damage. Do you know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable. That's enough ranting, guys. I just like to boil my top a little bit with these people. It's just they think they can just have up their own rules, make up their own rules and regulations and all that sort of stuff, and we have to put up with it. And we you know what I mean? We don't say nothing to say about it. Well, I'm going to be saying something. I might set up a new forum or some sort of legislation or something. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen in the future, but if they wind me up so much, I will. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people behind me. But yeah, that's enough of that. Let's get, I think, the rest of this off. Air conditioning is absolutely empty. There's nothing in it at all. It's been smashed there. And it has been smashed at the bottom, I think, as well. So I've already checked with the plug off of this, and it's completely empty. So yeah, let's get this front off completely, and let's just have a look at those chassis legs. I think I've got actually another crash bar over there, so you can just see it. What I might do is take it all off and then just check the crash bar against the two chassis legs, just to make sure that I am correct in what I'm saying, and they haven't been hit or moved, but very, very much doubt if they have. So let's set up again, let's get cracking, and let's get the rest of this front end completely off. But it don't take that long, does it, to sort of whip it off, especially if you've done quite a few like me. I think I'm going to do these discs and pads, guys, because they're a little bit, yeah, they see quite a bit of lip on those discs. So I think this is going to do us and the pads as well. Yeah, pads are well low. So I think we're going to do discs and pads for sure. Definitely going to do a service. I'm not sure about the timing belt in a minute, because I did notice that auxiliary belt is, I think, a Continental auxiliary belt, but that don't suggest that the timing belt's been done. So I want to check that, take the cover off and check that timing belt as well. But I think we're going to do it. I just, you know what I'm like. Just get it done. So let me set you up. Let's get this front end completely off now. And then we'll have a good look after that. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys, there's bits everywhere. Most of it's smashed, I've got to be honest, and most of it I'm not using. That bottom trim phalanx for the slam panel, that seems like I can use that. There's no damage to that, so that's good. The only thing I can use off this is probably the spotlights. Anything else has got to go. The slam panel is completely smashed up, so that's no good. I'm not going to reuse the crash bar. I'm going to change it for another one, just because, like I said to you, the brackets at the top here hold the slam panel in, and you can clearly see that it's it's no good. So we're going to have to change that one out. Let's have a look at now the actual chassis legs. There's no damage to these whatsoever. They're absolutely spot on straight. Not been hit. Even when I just had, the last thing was the crash bar. Even when I just undone the bolts, there was no, normally, like if there's a movement, you hear ding or ping, because obviously the pressure obviously bending and moving. Nothing, not a sound. So I know there's no issue with that at all whatsoever. So yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. The other thing I did as well, guys, is I wanted to have a look at the timing belt. So what I was able to do was strip it down a bit to get this cover away. To do that, I had to take off the engine mount. To do that, I've got to, support the engine. So I've done that now as well. And then I've spun the engine around to get the markings of, obviously, the name of the belt. And you can see, let me just show you. This belt is not the original, and it's called an inner belt. It's a make of a belt, and it's called inner. So this has been changed. 100%, this ain't the original belt. So I don't think we need to do this. And the other good thing as well, you can see down there, that water pump down there has been changed as well. You can see it, it's all shiny. Let me get, you might be able to get in there. Actually, it looks pretty new. Look how new that looks. See it? I know, you're looking at that there. That looks new, like really new, shiny. So there's no point doing this. This has been done, and obviously the people that can go back and look at these videos and go, do you know what? He showed us the belt's been done. There's no need to change that. At what point it was changed, we don't know. There's no record of it, is there? Really, let's be honest. So it's very difficult maybe to say when to change it next. But I'll definitely, it's just pointless and waste of money changing it now. So I'm going to leave the timing belt, I'm going to leave the water pump, but we're going to do a full service anyway. So oil change, oil filter, air filter, stuff like that. Just clean it all up. Make sure there's no oil leaks at the back here, because the cam cover gasket leaks, and because the engine's at an angle going down that way, it leaks. Hold on, guys, someone coming to the door. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was someone come to the door. Then my phone rang. It was Dave. Dave is on his way with Tom, and he's got a surprise for Tom's birthday. He wants me just to fit for him. So they're on their way over, so we can do that. He's just turned up, actually. Look, there he is. There's Tom. Look, in his car. He's just turned up. See? But yeah. Let's carry on for the moment. I'm going to set it back up, put it all back together, and then we'll continue. Yeah, let's do this. Right, okay. Do you know what? Making some really, really good, fast progress on this one. Just to put it all back together. All that's been put back together. All the timing belt cover and all that's been done. Drop the oil. New oil filter there. And I've started to fill up with the oil as well, but it just needs to top up a little bit more. Stripped off all the discs and pads on the front. Pretty quick. Like I said to you, they're pretty low, I've got to be honest. You know, you probably would have got a little bit more out of them, but let's just, if I'm not doing the timing belt, I'm not paying for that. Let's chuck it at the brakes and the discs and the pads rather than sort of not do it. But the discs have got quite a little bit of a lip, so I think this would have been an advisory. And we don't want any advisories, do we, guys? So I think it's worth just doing them now. But yeah, not too bad. Pretty quick. They've just turned up. They're over here. Got them here. So Febby discs and pads are there. We've actually run out of time today. I won't be able to do any more, but we'll be jumping on this on Monday. Continue with Monday on this. I have found the crash bar that I said to you about, and it is exactly the same as this one, but this one obviously is straight on the ends. So on these little brackets here. So yeah, got a crash bar. I'm just looking at, this is the rad pack. I'm just want to search through my rad pack and rads and all that sort of stuff down here. I want to see if I can make one up and it's the same. Hopefully I can, and it is. You never know. I'm sure I had a slam panel somewhere for it for a Fiesta as well, but I've just spoke to a guy who breaks the Fiestas. He's got the slam panels, 50 quid. So, you know, I can always go and get one off him. I've ordered a brand new bumper, OEM bumper, and that will come complete with everything that I need, all the grills and everything. Just got to get it painted. And then I've just got to look for a bonnet and get it all painted up, you know. So this one should be quick. It should be fast. There's no reason why this one is going to drag on. So by Monday, we should have a good crack at this, ready for the paint shop. But the bumper, no, it won't, because the bumper's not going to turn up. Well, we'll see what we can get done on Monday. But in the meantime, tomorrow, I'm going to show you another project that I picked up today. And you will not believe the reason why they've ripped this car off. It is unbelievable. Even more unbelievable than this one. This is a Cat S and not a Cat N. Yeah, the next project, which will be tomorrow's video, it's not going to be a long video tomorrow. It's just going to be an introduction to that new project, and we'll have a walk around it and see what you think. So yeah, that's it for now. What a week I've had at the workshop. It's been really busy. Got so much done. So yeah, I'm due a nice weekend off, but obviously I'm going to come in tomorrow and we'll do that video on that car. So that's it, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow with the new project.